So we every time we call you, we all start doing like Master P. Ranaan. So we're thinking we might make that.
There's a lot of those. Ranaan.
Wow, these are so good.
Oh,
We've
man.
blown this opportunity for years to not have this as your theme song when you come on.
Yeah.
We're gonna build an intro.
I remember coming home from basketball games, and there used to be one guy who used to always sing those songs on the bus.
That means you had a good game, right? That's what that's all about.
Or I had double-digit turnovers, one or the other.
It was noteworthy nonetheless. 104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports. The Giants play in Wild Card Weekend in Green Bay. The man who covers the Giants for the mothership and ESPN.com, Jordan Ranaan, with us. Jordan, what is the fall? I know, and you're going to hate me for this one already, so just be ready. Is there any real fallout from the party boat gate too?
We're going straight to the boat question, huh?
Can't
just
bury
ripping
the
the
lead.
Band-Aid off, man.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, 5-6 days ago, I don't think the boat has anything to do with what they're going to do. Put on the field. It's six days later in Green Bay. Was it annoying for these guys that they had to answer questions for it? Sure. Did it maybe take them a little more to catch up on sleep? Absolutely. I bet, didn't appear that they went to sleep until the next morning when most of us were already awake. But, look, I talked to people around the league and talked to people in the Giants. First of all, their teammates care zero. And, I even talked to executives around the league. I got two people from other teams, and they said, they wouldn't say anything. They can do whatever they want. So I really don't think it's a huge deal, especially when it comes to the game on Sunday. Will it open them up to criticism? Sure, if Odell Beckham has 3 drops or Victor Cruz plays a bad game or something along those lines, and it's going to be the easy, he went on the boat trip last Sunday night. So it opens themselves up to criticism, but, you reap what you sow. They understand that. They're going to have to deal with that. But I think by now that's been, I'll use a Ben McAdoo term here, that's been flushed.
Is there any other players on the team that are sitting there going, why wasn't I on a boat with Timberlands and no shirt?
Absolutely. I mean, I think a bunch of guys on the team were like, I would have gone if I got that invite. Nah. Now, granted, a lot of them, that's not what they do on their off day. They roll their eyes, okay, that's what they want to do. But, to each their own. And, those guys wanted to go party it up. They could have. Here's what I said originally when it happened. If they went to a New York nightclub, stayed out till 8, 9 in the morning, would anybody be saying anything?
No.
The only difference
the
is they
Bieber
have to
thing.
hop on a flight to Florida and get snapped with a bunch of celebrities, so it makes it a really good punchline. Jordan
Ranaan with us. Jordan, the Bieber thing still would have bothered me, if we're being honest.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Once you're with Justin Bieber, you become an instant punchline. It's like Odell Beckham. Like, if he kicked the kicking net, it would have been no big deal if the kicking net didn't snap back in his face. But all of a sudden, then it becomes a funny situation, and the kicking net takes on a life of its own. So, same thing. Once Bieber's involved, it's over.
Well, Vac
it's completely over.
Well, Vac, you know this. I'm a believer. And I'm also a fan of cruiserweight wrestling.
Perfect,
and I'm watching this Odell Beckham Jr. photo that Jordan took yesterday of him wearing a Lucha Libre mask. Is it OBJ just trying to keep the locker room?
I've since been informed, by the way, that is a Cruz Azul mask, okay?
Cruz Azul?
Cruz Azul is a soccer team in Mexico. And I guess their fans wear these masks.
It looks very similar to Rey Mysterio, who used to wrestle. Now,
it does.
Is he trying to keep the locker room, I guess, upbeat, excited, or was he really trying to avoid you guys and hide his identity?
He certainly wasn't trying to avoid us because he was running around the locker room with while we were there in the mask for everyone to see. So, if anything, it's the exact opposite of wanting to hide in the locker room what he was doing. So, he was attracting attention in the locker room and saying, cameras, come shoot me, please.
Jordan Ranaan with us on 104.5 The Team. Jordan, it looks like he's going to have a pretty good day when he goes up against that secondary with all the injuries for Green Bay.
Yeah, that secondary is pretty decimated. I mean, they could possibly. I know one of their guys is playing. He has a knee injury, Randall. They could possibly be without their two starting cornerbacks. He's probably going to play Demarius Randall, but let's say his knee doesn't hold up. They could be without their top two cornerbacks for this game. That's with Sam Shields already out for the season, by the way. So they got major problems with that cornerbacks and that secondary. The Giants expect them to just keep two safeties deep the entire game, which, by the way, they did with great success the first time around, and just sort of beat them up at the line of scrimmage, don't give up any big plays, and let the Giants run the ball and dink and dunk. And you know what? You look at it, and the Giants haven't been able to run the ball, dink and dunk, and be able to do it successfully over an extended period of time where it's going to make them come out of their shell. So unless they do that, that seems like that's the way that the Green Bay Packers are going to attack it. Now, everything for Beckham looks so that he should be able to have some success. There's no one on that Green Bay secondary that can really stick with him, so they're going to have to use multiple guys to try and stop him. On top of that is Odell Beckham lives for these type of moments. I told you before, right? He said, cameras come to me. This is a guy who loves the spotlight. He loves the attention. He likes the pressure. Go look at Odell Beckham's numbers from this season, right? First quarter of games, I think it's 190-something yards receiving and 1 touchdown. Fourth quarter of games this year, 474 yards and 4 touchdowns, including 2 game winners. So this is a guy who loves that spotlight. He loves those pressure-packed moments. He has 2 game-winning scores already this year. He said, look, for 4th and 1, 136 remaining, those are the situations that he lives for. And you know what? The stats back it up so far this year. So this should be the kind of situation, a playoff game, where every play is more important, where the pressure is amped up to a degree that these guys probably even haven't seen. That's where Odell Beckham says that he thrives. And against this secondary, you would think that he'd be able to have a lot of success.
Well, let's flip it to the other side. We just spoke to one of your colleagues, Rob Domvosky, who covers the Packers for ESPN.com, and he said one of the fears for
the mayor.
The mayor. That's right, the mayor.
The mayor.
We were talking to him a bit about how it seems Packer fans are concerned that the wide receiving core there may have some struggles against the Giants secondary. Do you feel the same way?
The Giants secondary is good. They're playing really well. It's hard to complete passes against them lately. They've been playing excellent. Janoris Jenkins is a tremendous player. He's been their best player from start to finish. But to me, the Giants, you can move the ball by passing it against this Giants team, and you can hit some big plays against this Giants team. I mean, go look at the numbers. You look at total pass defense this season, what do you think the Giants are?
What are they, first?
How about 23rd?
Oh, I was guessing really high,
I would
hoping.
guess 5th. That's still incredible.
Yeah, because Landon Collins has been so good and everything.
I mean, Landon Collins is really good near the line of scrimmage. Landon Collins is not a guy who covers in the deep part of the field. That's just not how they use him. That's not where he's best suited. He's definitely been greatly improved in coverage, for sure. But you can hit plays against this Giants defense. You can hit the tight end down the middle of the field. That's where I think the Packers can have a lot of success. Jared Cook is a major threat for them, and that's an area where you can have success against the Giants. Now, number one receivers haven't had a ton of success against the Giants. You could say that. And lately, in the second half of the season, the cornerbacks have shut down receivers, but I don't think the Giants are quite as shut down on regards to that end as people are making them out to be. What you cannot do against the Giants is run the football. That's where the Giants are just absolutely dominant. So I'd have a hard time seeing the Packers being able to run the ball, especially in the middle of the field against this Giants team. If they're going to have any success, it's going to be to the edges. Take advantage of the linebackers and maybe those defensive ends. But Olivier Vernon happens to be one of the best run defenders as a defensive end in the NFL. So I think the Packers receivers, are they going to dominate maybe like they do against some teams? I mean, they would just against a Lions secondary that's probably worse than the Packers secondary. So, yeah, they're not going to have that kind of success or anywhere near that. But I think they can have some success. They can create some matchups that might work in their favors because they got a bunch of receivers that are pretty good. I mean, Adams is good. Nelson's good. It looks like Cobb's going to be back. He's a darn good player. So they have some serious weapons there. And I don't think those are guys that you completely shut down. especially with Aaron Rodgers throwing to him.
Jordan Ranaan, he's the man for ESPN to cover the Giants. So, Jordan, how's this game unfold? What's your prediction?
I think, you know what? I like the Giants, though. I do think that they are playing really well. Their defense is not going to get run over. They're not going to go out there and give up 35 points like, these teams have the last 4 weeks to the Green Bay Packers. So I think the Giants' defense keeps them in the game. Beckham makes just enough big plays. And I'm actually picking the Giants in this one, 24-23. A thriller in Green Bay.
I love it.
And the Giants come out on top, just barely. But in order to do that, I do think, in order for them to get to 24 points, look, they haven't gotten over 20 points since late November, which is a long time. Not go over 20 points in the NFL. They're going to need the big defensive or special teams play. And I also look out for Beckham on that punt return. He returned 2 for touchdowns this year. Both were negated by penalty. But now that we're in the postseason, I expect to see him back there returning punts pretty much every time.
Jordan,
so that adds another weapon. I think they could hit a play there.
I haven't heard that anywhere else. So if that's what happens, then you get total credit on Monday.
That's why you bring me in here, right?
That's right, no doubt.
I could think outside the box. Outside the box thinker.
Ranaan.
There you go. You got it in. You're gonna have to work on your song. So there's a lot of variations of Ranaan songs out there.
We are gonna have them all next time, I promise. Jordan, man, safe travels.
Man.
We look forward to talking to you soon, brother.
All right, you guys enjoy that game. All right.
You too,
Take
man.
care. Yep.
All right, speak to you soon.